Welcome to the Selling in the Motor Trade podcast, in association with Simcoe Training. This is the weekly podcast where we share best practice, tips and ideas on how to sell more cars, improve your service department, and generally put more profit into your dealership or dealer group. I'm your host, Simon Bowkett. Now, some of you probably already know me as Skippy. I want to start by saying thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. Hi, we're back again with this series, Mastering the 4 Different Types of Customers. I have to say, if you're new to this podcast, welcome aboard. Thank you so much. Okay, there's over, I think it's 160 different episodes there. There's lots of tips and ideas. If you're looking for those, go through all the titles there. There's lots of good interviews of industry leaders and great ideas there. At the moment, we're going through the Mastering the 4 Different Types of Customers. So if you just come into here, today we're going to be talking about the amiable customer, the green or the mouse. You might want to go back to the start of this, which is Mastering the 4 Different Types of Customers. Okay, it's probably a good place to start before you dive straight into this one. And again, this series is designed that you can play them in the sales meetings. So the dealer principals listen to this, the heads of businesses, you can send this through to all your salespeople, or just play it in the sales meeting if you want. Okay, that's why we're doing it this way. So firstly, the amiable. These are the people that tend to be lower on the assertiveness, but very high on the responsiveness to people. Okay, so with that amiable, do they tend to walk fast or slow? They tend to be slower. Okay, these amiable people, these are ones that are not assertive but responsive to other people. They're often dependent on other people. They're respectful, willing, and agreeable. They're emotionally expressive, everyone's friend, supportive, definitely soft-hearted, often a low risk taker, loves security, a group builder, oversensitive possibly. Some people say not always goal orientated. Now, I personally don't buy that one, but that's what they come up with in the 1940s. Okay, so hey, listen, who's I'm saying it's wrong, but I personally think any one of the 4 can be very goal orientated and driven. I think they just do it in a different way. But this mouse, they tend to walk slower. Conversations tend to be more, dare I say, apologetic. Do you mind if I have a look in the boot? Is there any chance if I could? Is that all right there? Their dress, they tend to be more conservative, praise. Okay. The conversations, they tend to want to be, they'll buy you first. The dealership first. They'll ask things like, oh, we'll look at Google reviews, Trustpilot. That works really well for these people. You say to these people, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, we've had 10,000 5-star Trustpilot reviews here at Leasing Options there. We don't get that way without looking after people. There's strengths in numbers. A lion, they might not care about that at all. If it comes back to, we've been talking about watches and suits. Now, it's got nothing to do with money. It's a mindset. All these types of personality styles want a lovely watch. You might get the lion. They want a Patek Philippe watch. They want a Breguet watch. No one else knows what it is, but they know it's one of the best money can buy, possibly. The puppy dog wants the flash Rolex watch, okay? The bimetal one, okay? The one that's got the different colors on, and they want to make sure that you know that they've got it on, okay? But the amiable, the mouse, they want a quality watch, but they might get something a little bit more conservative, thinking more the Amiga style. Now, again, I don't know if that's the right analogy. It's not money, it's almost the mindset. To the suits, they want a quality suit. The lion, it's a Savile Row suit. No labels in it. It's almost just made for them, okay? The puppy dog wants the Versace suit, okay? And they want to make sure they know, or sorry, you know, okay, that it's on them, okay? But actually, the amiable, they want a quality suit. But if you listen to this in the UK, we might go to Marks and Spencer's, a quality Italian fabric suit there. Okay, because they want something quality, but maybe something that's not in your face. Oh, actually, they might want that quality suit, but they won't flash it about there. Okay. So the mouse, they tend to be talk quieter as well. Okay. More almost apologetic. Let me ask you this one. Easy or hard to sell to? We actually find these people extremely easy or extremely hard. Okay. Now, let me tell you why they could be extremely hard. Because the mouse doesn't want to offend you. So even if they don't like the car, okay, the mouse is the one that says at the trial close, oh, the car's lovely, isn't it? And they're nodding their head from side to side. Oh, yes, it's lovely. With the body language is saying clearly not. Okay. So if we get the numbers right, is that the car you'd like to be driving the next 2 or 3 years? You might say to the customer. And the customer says, oh, yes, definitely, as the head's still shaking from left to right. Okay. You put the deal in front of them and they say, oh, we're 99% sure we're going to go ahead with that car. We actually love it. We're just not sure of the color. We're going to go across the road to Starbucks and have a coffee and talk about the color. But then you never hear from them again. Okay. You keep on phoning them. It goes to answering machine. They're ghosting you. They finally leave a message. Hi, can I leave a message for Paul? He's here. I'll put you through. No, don't put me through. Just leave a message. Can you tell Paul he's the best salesperson we ever come across? That Picanto's absolutely lovely, but we bought a Sportage. But can you thank him so much? You get the message. You think, what? They're looking at a Kia Picanto, a tiny little car. They bought a 4-wheel drive Sportage because maybe the mouse didn't have the balls to tell you it wasn't big enough because they didn't want to offend you. Actually, this is where customer satisfaction index scores. The mouse is unhappy with you, but when you hand the car over, they never say that. Oh, it's brilliant. Thank you so much. We really love it. You get the customer satisfaction index score, the net promoter score, and it was only a 6 out of 10. What did I do wrong? They won't say it to their face. They might tell other people there. In fact, you know what? Often extreme mouse, they'd never fill out a net promoter score anyway, because they wouldn't want to offend anyone. So let's have a look at how to deal with the mouse. Now, we call them a mouse, and we always talk about the animals because if you think about how to deal with that animal, with the puppy dog, we metaphorically pat the puppy dog. With the lion, we're like the lion tamer. Now, with the mouse, what we're going to do is a real mouse in your house. How would you catch it? Do you catch the mouse by running after it and chasing it? Nope, because the mouse is going squeak, squeak, squeak away. You let the mouse come to you. You have some cheese. You entice the mouse. Gently, gently let it come to you. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with that customer who is the mouse. Okay, so you might actually think about these people there, work jointly to seek common ground with these people. Make sure you find out about personal interests and family. Biggest thing I would say is be patient though. Avoid going for what looks like an easy pushover because they do. But actually, they're the people that they buy the car, they leave a deposit, they phone back the next day, and you got that weird excuse. Oh, I'm sorry, Simon. We're just going to have to pull out of that car because we didn't realize when we went home, we found out from a neighbor that our postman's got a really bad case of ingrown toenail, and we're not sure who's going to deliver the mail soon. And you think, what? What's that got to do? You know, that really weird excuse, okay? It's just because on the day they've signed up and they didn't have the balls, the gumption to tell you it wasn't right, okay? So that's where you've got to be patient with these people. Use personal assurances and specific guarantees with these people. Where possible, we really like to avoid options and different probabilities. Take time to be agreeable with these people. I would also say focus discussions on how they're going to go ahead, not if they want to go ahead. And always low risk, low risk, low risk with these people. So let's have a look at some of the closing questions. We might actually do just a lovely assumptive close. Now, this one I stole from a man called Ash that's working in a Volkswagen dealership in Wrexham, Wales, okay? And was dealing with a customer who was clearly a mouse, that timid mouse, okay? Let's say, and I'll take you through the scenario, all right? Oh, in fact, I'll tell you the whole story. I was in there doing coaching in their business one day. Okay. I walked out at lunchtime to go and get a sandwich, and I overheard this lovely couple having this conversation. He's getting the car ready for us. Well, we haven't bought it yet. He isn't. He's sitting the tow bar, but he hasn't. We haven't bought it. That's what I'm telling you. You need to go and tell him. I thought that was strange. I went and got my sandwich. I went back, and this couple was sitting at Ash's desk, and he was signing them up on the deal. I waited till they left, and I said, "Hey, Ash, what was this all about?" He said, "Well, I don't know, Simon. Maybe it's my cheeky little closing question." I said, "Come on, you got to tell me what that is." He said, "Nah, you're a sales trainer. You'll tell everyone else." No, of course I wouldn't, as my fingers were crossed. But this is what it was. That was really good. I can't remember it word for word. It was years ago, okay? But I think from memory, this guy had to get a tow bar fitted to the car. And this is what Ash had done, okay? He'll turn and say, great news, got some really good figures here for you. Now, the price of that Porsche Taycan, the 4S, blah, 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 is £100,000. The current market value on your car is $2,000, which works out 80,000 balance. That works out at X amount over the 36 months, or comes down to Y amount over the 48. Now, I'll be able to have that car ready for you by next Tuesday, or listen, would you do me a favor? Will you give me till Wednesday just to get that ready for you? Yeah, Wednesday will be fine. And the phrase I stole from him there was, would you do me a favor? Now, with that one, now I need to get the tow bar fitted, so I'll be able to have that ready for you by next Tuesday, or would you do me a favor? Will you give me till Wednesday just to get that ready for you? By would you do me a favor, it just ties in with the mouse trait. Could you ever use that technique on an analytical snake? Never. Could you use that with the lion? Okay, the director, the lion? It's never going to work. I think it'll only really work with that mouse as a customer. Maybe the puppy dog. So again, when a customer comes in, they're timid, they're standoffish, they're almost, maybe not shy, but come across that way. Remember, they're going to buy you first before they buy the product and the deal. So make sure you sell yourself there by opening them up. Ask lots of questions about themselves. Be careful. Don't go for what looks like that easy pushover, because I tell you, they'll squeak away at a great rate of knots. Now, last one, next week, we're going to be looking at those analytical snakes. They're the blue ones. I'll see you then. That just leaves me to say that all details of this episode and other episodes on the selling in the motor trade can be found on our website, simcotraining.co.uk. Go there to get a copy of our book, Words That Sell Cars. Go there to sign up to a free trial of our Sales Fitness online sales training program. Easiest way to get hold of me is Simon Bowkett through LinkedIn.